Every living thing needs the energy to survive. It takes energy for you to jump, laugh, or sing. Where does that all energy come from? It comes from the food that you eat. The cucumber that you eat in a salad were grown using water, soil, and light and heat energy from the sun. A food chain follows the sequence of how the energy from the sun transfers from one thing to another. Every living thing belongs to a food chain. This simple food chain shows the sequence of how the sun gives energy to the cucumber and how then energy is then transferred to the person who eats it. Vast amounts of various plants cover the earth. Grass, trees, and even seaweed in the ocean all harness energy from the sun and use it to create food through a chemical process called photosynthesis. Plants that produce their own food are called producers or autotrophs. All food chains start with the autotrophs because they not only produce their own food but also provide food for other animals. Unlike plants, animals cannot produce their own food. They need to eat to have the energy to run, to move, and grow. Animals are referred to as heterotrophs or consumers because they consume or eat food to get energy they need. Now let's examine a food chain. This food chain begins with a flower. Flower is a producer or autotroph. Then a butterfly comes along and sucks nectar from the flower. The butterfly is a consumer. Because the butterfly is the first consumer, it is called the primary consumer. Now, the butterfly is eaten by a crow, who is a carnivore. The crow is known as secondary consumer because it is the second animal to consume in a food chain. Animals who are secondary consumers are also known as carnivores, animals that eat other animals. If a fox eats the crow, the fox is known as a tertiary consumer or the third tier of consumer in a food chain. Our food chain example ends here because fox is known as apex predators, which means they have no natural predators and are at the top of their food chain. One more aspect of a food chain is what happens when a living thing dies. Going back to food chain, eventually the fox will die. Scavengers such as red weaver ants, vultures, or wild dogs help break down the material, and decomposers and detrivores such as worms, flies, mushrooms will decompose the fox matter and ultimately the nutrients will return to the soil. Producers will then use the nutrients from the soil along with water and the energy from the sun to continue the cycle of the food chain. When we put one or more food chains in a diagram, we can show the interconnectedness of animals and other living things and how energy travels from one thing to another. This is called a food web. A food web is a diagram that shows how food and energy transfer through an ecosystem. Food chains and food webs are a beautiful way to organize, envision, and describe God's grand design for each of its creations. Life on planet Earth thrives because the sun's energy is used by plants, animals, and decomposers to complete the cycle of life. Understanding the food chain helps us appreciate the intricate web of life that sustains our planet. Ready to assess your grasp of the topic? Try this question. What diagram shows the interconnectedness of multiple food chains? Food chain, food web, energy pyramid, nutrient cycle. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the food chain. Do not forget to subscribe to our channel for more exciting and educational videos. See you next time.